From Michigan Department of Corrections, the warden of Parnell Correctional Facility, Noah Nagy, and prison counselor Gary King. Hi, guys.
Hey, Bart.
Glad you could break out to be with us today.
Absolutely. Yes. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and today we invited Gary because recently Gary was the recipient of the Professional Excellence Award at your Employee Appreciation Banquet.
Yeah, each year the department recognizes, the great work that our staff do, and, we've had an opportunity to share with you several different times, our corrections officers of the year when I was previously at Cotton. Recently we had our statewide employee appreciation banquet where we honored all of our corrections officers of the year, as well as
statewide.
Yep. So all the Professional Excellence Award winners, the corrections officer of the year, and then also the probation agents of the year. So Gary from the Parnell Correctional Facility won a Professional Excellence Award. We also had Kegel Johnson, who's one of our CDL instructors, who also won a Professional Excellence Award, and then Julie Williams was our Corrections Officer of the Year. But it was a great night. We had an opportunity to celebrate the staff that did a great job over the years. You can see a picture here of a banquet, and we had a great turnout from our facility. We had a lot of our administration, a lot of our officers, co-workers of Gary, and of the other staff that are winning awards. So just speaks to the day-to-day work that is being done by our staff on a daily basis. Certainly proud of the work that Gary and everybody at the facility is doing. So we had a great turnout. Certainly appreciated everybody coming up to. It was at the Lansing Center, downtown Lansing, so it was a great turnout. I think there was 450 people in attendance, and it's a great honor for those folks that are given an award, and certainly recognized for the work they do.
Gary, what did you think about receiving this award?
Excuse me?
What did you think about receiving this award?
Oh, it's great. It's just really nice to be recognized for the hard work you did. 23 years in, and it's just flattering to be.
Nice. So you've been in the corrections for 23 years?
Yes, sir. And
you've been a counselor for about half of that?
Yep, going on 11. I was an officer the first 12 and a half.
So what does a prison counselor do?
I come in, I run a housing unit where the prisoners stay at and housed at, basically. And you run the day-to-day operations. You make sure they have enough supplies, like your ordinary housing supplies. I talk to prisoners about their parole eligibility reports, how to get when they go to the parole board, help them with that. I discuss other things, personal things with them.
Like a school counselor, maybe
Yeah.
What they're going to do when they get released?
When they come up to their parole eligibility date, we call it the earliest release date in Michigan. So when they come up to that, we have to do reports for that. And then you bring them in, you discuss it with them, make sure it's right, make sure they're on track, make sure what they need to continue to do to be on track.
Nice. What is it about Gary that you notice, Noah, that makes him such an excellent professional?
Yeah, again, when you're talking about the job that Gary does as a prison counselor and all our prison counselors, I mean, it is extremely important to, they're in there on a daily basis, having communication, working with them closely in regards to getting prepared to go home, making sure their education is in place, the programming is in place, making sure, that they're connected to family. If not, are there things that we can do to help them make sure that, they're reconnecting with family members and have an opportunity when they get out to be successful. And Gary takes that to heart. I've often talked with you about our job and, the opportunity we have to make a difference in the lives of those folks we work with on a daily basis. And, Gary takes that to heart, like I said, and understands the importance of that role, and as all our staff do, but, he takes it to that next level, and it's important to, believe in what we're doing and believe in what you're doing as a professional and have that impact on the lives of so many. And so, in a housing unit, you have, contact depending on where you're at. You may have 160 individuals you're working with on a daily basis, and not only with the prisoners, but also with the staff that work in these housing units, the officers that work in the housing units. having that interaction, that communication with those. And on top of that, we obviously we're coming out of COVID, but we asked so many of our staff to step up and do whatever it was that needed to be done during that time. And Gary didn't shy away from assisting wherever was needed. And he certainly is worthy of that award. And certainly, it's a proud moment for us to be able to honor him.
Way to go, Gary.
Thank you.
So 23 years ago, what led you into corrections?
I've always wanted to be in law enforcement, and they had a recruiting event in Lansing, and I went, and they hired me, and I've liked it ever since. So I would tell people that it's a very rewarding career. It provides well for your family and yourself, and you get to help people on a daily basis.
And that's what people can do right now, because there are some interviewing and hiring events in the next few weeks.
Yeah, we have, as always, doing anything and everything we can to recruit staff. We have a couple recruiting events coming up June 7th and June 20th at our Jackson Training Complex over on Cooper Street. So we'll be available. Those are open interviews. Folks just need to show up, and we'll go through the interview process, the application process, the PT test, whatever we can get through. Those are running from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. again on June 7th and June 20th. And we'll certainly be out here in the community over the next month as well at different things as well. We're going to be in a couple parades, and we'll be here at the Juneteenth job fair on June 17th, and then we're also working with Michigan Works and Jackson College, so we'll be as visible as possible and be available to anybody that wants to come and apply and interview.
Nice. This flyer is for June 7th, and there's a second flyer for June 20th, but you can scan the QR code for either. Now, what should people bring?
Well, June 7th, June 20th, if you come in and do the application interview, come prepared to interview, and then also, it's best to get everything done that day. We can do the PT test, so, gym clothes to switch into and basically go through the PT test. It's, you can go online on our YouTube channel and see exactly, it's 10 different events in a 5-minute period that you need to do. So you can, and help in preparing for that, you can go right onto our YouTube channel and see what exactly is required for the
that's
PT
nice.
test.
So you can practice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And can people actually be hired on the spot?
Well, we'll do the application interview and get through that part, and then obviously there's a few steps with references and background check and stuff like that. But our next academy, I believe, is July 24th, so I'm certainly trying to get as many folks into the academy and on grounds and working for us as quickly as possible.
So we've heard about training at Jackson College, the academy. Are there different training opportunities or avenues for?
Well, our training is all done through the department. So corrections officer, we do it at now over at the Green Oaks Training Academy. Jackson College, we do have, we talked about recently, through the Community College, Michigan Community College Association, you can get your credits paid for 15 credits. You need 15 credits within the first 2 years of being employed with the department. Well, now all you can get through the Community College Association, you can get those credits paid for. Jackson College obviously participates in that, and obviously Jackson College is a great partner of ours, and I know as you as well. So that's certainly a benefit now, is there's no longer a need for you to have to pay for your college credits that you need to be employed.
So someone that's coming in, that they have no experience, with corrections, they might think that, oh wow, I'd be working among a bunch of hardened criminals, and they fear for their safety. And I bet you get that from people when you tell them what you do.
Yes. When I started, JMF is now closed, and 23 years ago, and I thought, I've never been in a prison either. I thought that, the whole thing, you see on TV, it's nothing like that. It's well-controlled environment. It's more about helping people than it is what you see on television. It's nothing.
Yeah, well, I've been in the prison, and it's intimidating. I mean, you got to, go through all the security and, the searching, and and you don't really, what's this person might be in prison for, and what that person might have done.
Sure.
So,
Yeah, and I mean, like, you know, we've talked about it, you know, whatever the reason you're in prison, you know, it is what it is. At that point now, it's an opportunity for us, you know, and that's what our roles are to, you know, get folks prepared to go home and return to the communities.
so on the flyers, you've got starting pay, and I think this has been increasing, particularly during the pandemic. You were able to.
Yeah, well, last fall, I think we went up to, or recently, a 5% increase. So it's starting at about $41,000 a year. I think it's $20.08 per hour right now, topping out right around $30 an hour. And I mean, obviously that over, you know, depending on what, you know, the years look like, but that, you know, subject to go up. And, you know, in Gary's situation, you know, he goes from corrections officer, prison counselor. We've talked about there's so many different avenues inside of the Department of Corrections and so many different opportunities. Yeah, you may start as a corrections officer, but the door is wide open for you, and certainly a lot of opportunities in a lot of different fields within the institutions. So
Not just corrections officers, there's, well, you've got education, you've got healthcare, you've got mental health, you've got food service, probably.
all the above.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything you want to do there, it's there. You got librarians, chapels.
And the kinds of experience that you have, like obviously if you want to apply to be a nurse, you got to be a nurse, but you could start with zero experience in some of these other roles.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you know, as a corrections officer, you know, you don't need experience. You know, depending on what field you're going to go in, you may need education, you know, specific to that, but also you can get in, get the experience, and then that opens up a lot of doors. You know, with the prison counselors, we have resident unit managers, we have parole and probation agents out in the field. I mean, all that now is open to you based on experience. So you get your foot in the door, it really opens up a world of opportunities for you. And you know, also you have the luxury of, you know, if you decide you want to move somewhere else within the state, you certainly have that ability because you know, we're all over the place.
Well, the nice thing is if you live here, you've got all these prisons right here.
Yeah, we have 4 prisons here in Jackson. We have a lot of opportunities for you, and you know, there's you know, the doors open for you, and if you want to take advantage of it, you certainly have the ability to get in, and then, like I said, it creates a lot of different opportunities for you. So
You might not want to use the doors open for you on your posters for the prison.
Right.
Yes, doors open to get in.
Right.
And there's like overtime. I know you're short, so there's probably opportunities to make even more money with overtime.
Oh yeah, overtime's available. You know, pretty much as much as you want right now. You know, and you know, as we fill positions, certainly that you know, we hope that you don't have as much, but that's certainly available for you right now.
Now, food service, I'm always, you know, interested in that. So if you work in the kitchen, like what's the food like? And I think we've talked about this.
We have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we have a pretty much a statewide menu. So we're preparing meals, you know, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You know, on a statewide level at each facility, it's going to be the same menu. You know, the food is, you know, it's good. I mean, we're preparing it each day. We're doing, you know, we have cooks, we have food service supervisors, we have food service directors. You know, I take great passion in what they do in preparing meals, and preparing a lot of meals. So you gotta know what you're doing.
Right. Well, the cooks, the chefs, they want to make a quality product.
Absolutely.
And you've got, do you still grow some crops on the prison property?
Well, I mean, there are some facilities that have gardens, but that's not something that is part of the food service piece of it. But we do. I mean, you'll see. You know, a lot of the facilities here locally will donate. You know, stuff to the you know, local shelter. You know, a lot of different facilities, depending on your location, will, you know, to whatever, you know, you have in your particular area, whether it's a shelter, food bank, and so forth. So, you know, it's a service that we, you know, the guys like to do, and they feel, you know, giving back to the community. So it's certainly, you know, something that
Nice.
they work hard at.
It's got to be a challenging job, Gary. I think, you know, with 160 people, they've got, you know, all kinds of issues, and you've got limited resources to help people. I mean, you can't say, well, just go spend the afternoon in nature. You know, those kinds of things. So you've got limited solutions for certain problems?
So they have yard. They go out. Well, it's just they go out for their exercise and stuff. But they're kind of like we set them up as in jobs during the day. So during the day they're in classes, or they have food service jobs. They have a gym porter job. They have programming they go to that every day. And then while they're doing that, then I call them into the office and discuss certain things with them. So they're busy all during the day, and then like an 8 to 5 job, and some of them have second shift jobs, and that's how we kind of get them used to society again, get them used to having a job, and you talk to people and communicate with them, try to see what their problem might be to help them, or they don't act out, or
It's probably rewarding. There are people I bet you've seen as they've paroled out of the system that have been successful.
yes.
All right, so plenty of opportunities, and if you can't make either of these two hiring fairs, as you mentioned, Noah, you'll be at Juneteenth, and I think you're going to be at Henry Ford.
Yep.
And so
Well, yeah, Jackson College, Michigan Works, Juneteenth. We'll be out and about, and certainly our website as well, Department of Corrections website. You can always go there and apply as well. So
great. Nice to see you both. Thanks for stopping in today.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Gary, congratulations for your Professional Excellence Award.
Thank you very much.
From
Appreciate
the
it.
Michigan Department of Corrections, Parnell Correctional Facility Warden Noah Nagy and Prison Counselor Gary King. Next on the